get started in our vinyasa and yin or VinYin yoga. So if we haven't met, I'm Jennifer Elliott, and this is an all levels VinYin. So if you have 2 blocks, grab 2 blocks. If not, I get it. You can do different things. I've actually even found that with like a foam roller, there are some things that you can do instead of blocks. So maybe just anything you have in the house is fine. So again, 2 blocks. I'll probably use a strap at some point. Blankets are always nice for padding. I'll use my phone at some point during the practice. And mainly this is just so that we can have a timer for when we get into the yin postures. So we'll begin. Okay, so let's start with a 2-block heart opener or something similar, something that opens your chest, something that allows you to relax at the same time. So get yourself started either in that 2-block heart opener or something else that you've chosen that really suits your needs. I'm going to tip my block up a little bit just so I can fit it under the head. And then the arms are out to the sides, palms open, and the eyes are closing. So let's take a few moments and bring your attention into this space. Our theme today is root and rebound. And the idea here is to really ground down, to feel that rise up, to feel that just like you're throwing a ball on the ground, the more you throw it down, the force bounces it back up. So even here, just feel your energy ground down and notice what rises up for you. It may be your breath, your thoughts. Later, as we ground down through the physical body, we'll notice other parts of the body that rise, that rebound. And so in this moment, the eyes are closing. And you're softening through the jaw and through the eyes. And just start to take a nice full inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it out. And again, in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it out. In through the nose. Hold. Sip a bit more breath in through the nose. Sip a bit more breath in. Open the mouth and let it out. Take an inhale through the nose. And exhale back out. All right, let your breath find its own pattern now. In through the nose. And out. All right. Start to blink the eyes open. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms open. Stretch and reach back behind you. Maybe yawn. And then bring your arms up. Change the interlace. We'll call it left index finger on top. Reach the arms back behind you again. Soften the arms. Bend the knees if they weren't already. Start to roll to the side, coming off of your props. Now we're going to keep them nearby. We'll use them in a moment. But for now, just find your way onto your back. We're going to weave in some of our yin postures throughout this practice. It'll help us a little bit more. So we're going to take our feet to the width of the mat. We won't use the yin hold timings. We won't be here as long as we will in the end. But we still will do some deep stretches. So feet are as wide as the mat, the knees are bent, and just start to windshield wiper your knees side to side. So it's a twist, but you'll notice it's really more affecting the pelvis, the lower back. And then the next time your knees fall to the left, leave them there. You can sort of really reach your right kneecap forward, maybe lean a little bit more left, and feel the tailbone reach to the back of the knee so you're not affecting the knees. You can take your left hand, reach around your right wrist, and pull. So as much as the right knee is reaching forward, can you reach the hands back? Now for me, this is more than enough. A few of you may slide your left foot on your right knee, but I'm not quite there yet. So let's just take a good 5 or 6 breaths here, really reaching from end to end, from the right hand to the right knee. And if this is not for you, for your knees, for your back, just take a regular simple twist. Very gently release the arms. Bring the knees to center. The feet are still on the edges of the mat. Gently windshield wiper side to side, and then allow the knees to fall to the right. So notice the knees are staggered. They're not stacked unless this is too much for your back. Really point that left kneecap away from you. And then your right hand can reach for your left wrist and reach back. Get long through that whole left side body. So we want to feel this experience on the left side. But of course, we want to avoid discomfort in the knee or the lower back. So if that's you right now, just switch to a more traditional twist. Maybe here about 5 or 6 breaths. Very gently let go. Slowly come to center, windshield wiper your knees. And then bring your feet in. So setting up for bridge pose. Your feet are inner hip width. Make sure nothing's under your head like a ponytail that would affect your pose. Press your palms down by your side body and peel your hips up into bridge. Now root through the palms, drive the shoulders underneath. You can just keep your hands flat. And we're going to take this pose and feel like we could dig our heels into the mat and pull the heels back towards you so that you feel the hamstrings starting to engage. And then push the heels forward to the front of the mat. You can feel the quads engage. And just do that again. Pull the heels towards you as if you're trying to scrub the feet back. It's an isometric movement. And then push the feet away from you. Change your experience. And then gently paint the spine down. Grab a block or two. We're going to lift back into bridge. Slide that block underneath at a height that feels comfortable for you. So I'm sort of at a medium height. And then pull your right knee into your chest and straighten the left leg out on the floor. If this is too extreme, lower the height of this prop, remove it. Or if you don't have blocks, this could be that foam roller like I was talking about. So starting with the right leg, you're interlacing your hands on the knee, but slide down so that you're in the middle of the shin bone. Flex through both feet and actively resist. Press your right shin into your hands. We're starting to activate the shin muscle. And then feel the left leg float up off the ground and really reach through the left heel. So it's a more active pose. Press the shin into the hands. Reach that left heel forward, both feet flexed. You're sort of hovering this leg. You might let it lower a little bit. But again, we're seeking that stretch on that whole left side. Couple more breaths here. And set your feet slowly down onto the ground like you were going to move into bridge. Pull the left knee into your chest. You can interlace the hands on that left shin as you straighten the right leg out. And again, you can add or remove heights to the props underneath. Flexing both feet, resist. Press the left shin into the hands. Try to float the right leg up and really reach the heel forward. Use a little bit of that gravity to get a deeper stretch on the right side. You might feel this in the abdomen. Couple more breaths. Set your feet down like it's bridge. Arms by your sides, root through the palms. Peel the hips up off of your prop. You can move it out from underneath you. Paint the spine down to the ground. And windshield wiper the knees again just to give the low back a little TLC. Pull the knees into your chest, hands under the knees, maybe rock forward and back or however you'd like to come up to seated. Okay, how are we doing? So let's take our blocks, if you've got them, to the top of the mat. If you usually want padding for your knees, you might have a blanket available. And then find your way to hands and knees. Now, when you get to hands and knees, notice your shins and ankles. Usually we end up just on our knees here. So from tabletop, can you really try to root your shins into the mat as much as you can? So feel that rooting down. Root through the palms. Pull the chest forward as you keep the hands and the shins rooted. Inhale. Exhale, round. Press into the palms and the shins. Just do that a couple of times. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, and round the spine. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And press all the way back, hips to heels, child's pose for just a moment. Remembering you can always come here. You don't need me for this pose, so this is a great place to be. Then inhale, come back up to hands and knees. And just start to take your left leg up behind you. Keep the knee bent. You can point the toes for now. Direct your navel in to protect your lower back and lift the chest like it's cat-cow. Take an inhale. Exhale, round, curl in, knee to nose. Press into the palms and shin. Inhale, gaze up, pull the navel and protect the back. Exhale and round. One more. Inhale the leg up. Keep the knee bent. Exhale, pull the knee in. Now keep the knee in, but gaze up. Step your foot next to your right thumb tip and inch the left leg back. If you need any support for your knee, this is where that blanket would go. Inhale, send the arms high. Find yourself in Anjaneyasana. Right hand reaches for the left wrist like we did on our back. Lift and lengthen. You can tip just ever so slightly to the right. Find your breath. Now come to center. As you really lift up, you may stay exactly as you are, or push into that back left foot so much that the knee lifts. Now be real mindful. If you have any foot, ankle sensitivities, knee sensitivities, this may be extreme. So you might just keep that back knee down. Take another breath, reach up, lengthen, and slowly lower down if you had lifted. Side bend a little, turn to the bent knee, and cross, elbow over the knee. Bring your palms together. Lengthen through the side body and gently twist. Couple breaths. Draw the belly in. Unwind. Hands down. Bring your right knee back. Tabletop. Okay, we'll do that on side two. If you realize now that you wanted props or anything available, you can grab it. Inhale, just lift the heart, cat-cow. Exhale, round. Find your way to tabletop. Bend your left knee. Lift it up to the height of the hip and just pause here. Pull your belly in. Really support your lower back. Lift your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Round. Press into the remaining limbs. Inhale, gaze up. Pull the navel in. Exhale and round. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Step the foot through right next to the left thumb tip. Maybe inch the right knee back or add props for padding. Inhale, arms rise, Anjaneyasana. Really reach up. Left hand reaches for right wrist and lengthen up as much as you can. And side bend a little to the left, continuing to stretch that whole right side body. Find center. Keep reaching up through that whole right side. This may be more than enough for you. Or push into the top of that back foot and lift. Again, please take care of your knees. Knees are priority. So if you feel this at all in your knees, then bring that back knee down. And slowly lower. Okay, side bend a little left. Revolve to the left. Elbow over knee, palms together. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And exhale when you're ready, gently twist. Slowly unwind. Hands down, bring that front knee back. You can stay on your knees, just walk them back, shift forward, and go slow to the floor. Elbows hug the body the whole way down. When you arrive on your belly, reach your toes back. Press the tops of your feet firmly into the mat until your shins and kneecaps rise. Hands under elbows next to the side ribs. Take an inhale, lift your heart and your shoulder heads. And release. Again, inhale, lift your heart and shoulder heads. And lower down. One more, inhale. And exhale. Press up hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. Get some movement. And then just embrace stillness. You're going to walk your hands back towards your heels. Forward fold to the back of your mat. Now when you get to the back of the mat, keep the feet hip width, the knees bent enough that you feel like your chest is dropping against your thighs. And then we want to lift our toes up off the mat and even try to lift the front of the foot, maybe even the whole foot off the mat. But can you do this while leaning forward? So still trying to keep the weight of your body over your heels. Plant the feet down, walk forward into down dog, and then have that same experience. So look at your toes, try to peel your toes up off the mat, and then see how much of the front of your foot you can lift up. Again, it may just be your toes, that's fine. Then come high to your toes, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, chest is forward. Forward fold. Hands on hips, elbows to the sky. Lead with your heart, come all the way to stand. All right, are we ready? Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. So you're at the top of the mat, feet together, arms by your sides. Really try to root down through all four corners of your feet and then feel the arches rebound up. So root down to rise up. Palms are open, lift the navel. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. Take an inhale, arms rise, palms press. Exhale, forward fold, soften the knees on the way down. Inhale up halfway, chest forward. Exhale, step to plank. Take a moment here, root down through your palms, spin your inner thighs up, corset your navel in. From here, or knees, tip forward. How slow can you go? Lower to the floor. Even if you're on your knees, heart and hips come down at the same time. When you arrive on your belly, lift your shoulder heads, lift your heart, maybe raise your leg. And think of this like we did before. Push into the feet until those shins and kneecaps lift. Belly in. Lift from the hips. Downward facing dog. We're here. 5 breaths. So from your downward facing dog, check out that your hands are shoulder width apart. Feet are hip width apart. Spread wide through your fingers as you root through your inner hands. Lift your hips as you spin your inner thighs back. Find your breath, a couple more here. Try to peel your toes up. High to your toes, gaze up, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway, chest is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, reach the arms to the sky, palms press at the top, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, round 2. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, either step back or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Press into the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Root down through the palms and the feet and feel the hips rebound up. So root to rebound. Few breaths here. High to your toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop. Top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, reach the arms to the sky, palms press. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, 3 rounds, Surya on your own. If you don't know it, just make it up. We'll meet in your third downward facing dog. When breath stops, movement stops. Make it a moving meditation. When you get to down dog, it's about 5 breaths, but stay here for at least 3 if you can. This can always be child's pose. And 1 more round. Your next down dog. All right, and when you get to this down dog, let's just settle in for a few breaths. Try to peel the toes up again. See how much more of the foot you can lift. And maybe you even shorten your stance. Can you really lift your toes up off the mat? It's challenging. And then let's just walk our hands back towards our heels. Forward fold. Grab the elbows and hang. Switch the clasp. Hands to your hips again, elbows to the sky. Lead with your heart. Come on up to stand. Okay, so let's stand in the center of our mat. Grab a block if you have one. If not, you might have a stair, like a stairway in your house you can use, or you might just have something that gives you a little bit of a lift. But see if you can stand on that prop or a little bit of height with your left foot so that the right foot is free. I'm going to take your hands on your hips and just allow the left hip to hike out to the side. Get lazy so you feel like you're sort of swaying into the hip. And then really you're going to push down into the foot to get that lift. It feels that hip come in and then let it go. So root and rise, root to rebound. So do that a couple of times on your own, just firming the side hip in. Find a dristi. Where is that point in front of you you can use for focus. And just keep rooting down through the foot to get that lift out of the torso. Okay, now you're going to firm the standing hip in, so that stays. And then just start to bend your right knee. You can point your toes up. Same thing we've been doing. And then maybe the right hand catches the foot. Press the shin into the hand. Lift the chest. Maybe the second hand comes back, reaching for that foot and pressing the foot into the hand. So you might find, give myself more space here to demo, but you might find when you're in this pose, you can really press the foot back, roll the shoulders back. And if you have both hands, great, but if not, one is fine. Just really work that same pushing of the foot in, just like we did in the beginning. And release. Okay. Take a walk around the block. And we'll do the second side. So I'm going to use both blocks just so I can demo both sides. And if you have longer feet, you want one block in front of the other, that's fine. So hands on hips. Let that left leg just float out a little bit. Let the right hip get heavy. Firm the right hip in. Let it go. Firm it in. Let it go. Or since our theme is root and rebound, so you start rooting through the right foot, rebounding up. Root and rebound. Couple more. All right, firm it in. Once you're here, see if you can bend your left knee. You can point your toes up. Lift the frontal hip bones. You can stay here. Draw the tail down. You should feel like your hamstrings are really working. Maybe catch the foot. Press the foot into the hand. Some of you will add that second hand. But roll the shoulders back. The effort today is pushing the foot into the hands, lifting the frontal hip bones, navel to spine. All right, gently release and take a walk around the block. All right, you can move your blocks back. We'll use them later, possibly. Stand at the top of your mat, feet together. Take an inhale, sit back into chair, Utkatasana. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, either step or jump back for vinyasa, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Take an inhale and raise the right leg to the height of the hip. Exhale, step the foot to the center of the hands. Anchor the back heel down, lining up front heel to back arch. Warrior two, come on up. So check out your heel to arch. You might lengthen your stance, sink in just a little bit. Make sure you're not leaning too far forward, but really bring the shoulders over the pelvis. The shoulders are square, but the hips are not. Couple of breaths. Your knees over that right middle finger. Wrap the right buttock underneath, feeling length on that inner right thigh. Inhale, reverse, left arm behind the back, right arm reaches high. And then exhale, reach beyond your leg. Fingertips on the floor, or you can use a prop. Step up, hand on the floor or block outside the pinky toe about a foot. The back leg lifts to Ardha Chandrasana. Keep your hand on your hip, root down through the standing leg just like you did on the block, and then bend your top knee, point your toes back. You can stay here or reach for that ankle Chapasana. Press the foot into the hand, send your tailbone back, breathe. Straighten the leg. Mindfully step back. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to the floor. Come up onto the back toes. Readjust your lunge. Left hand remains on floor or flat block. Right arm reaches to the sky. You can stay in your twist here or stack the feet for a side plank. If you're in side plank, consider bending your top knee, setting the foot on the floor behind you, and lifting your hips like it's bridge. Take another breath here. And come back around. Plank, yogi's choice. Vinyasa, a set of push-ups or right to down dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it to the center of the hands. Anchor the back, heel down. Come on up, warrior two. So in your pose, again, try not to lean. Bring yourself more to center. Sink into your pose. Find your breath. Right arm behind the back. Left arm reaches high, reverse. Straighten up that front leg. See how you feel, sink back. All right, let's reach beyond the leg. Fingertips to the floor, block. Go slow as you step up. Ardha Chandrasana. Hand on the hip. Take a moment here. We're down through the standing leg to rebound up out of that left hip. Bend your right knee, point the toes. You might stay here, or some of you will reach for the ankle. Press the foot into the hand as we've been doing. Straighten the leg. Mindfully step back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to the floor. Do whatever you did on the first side. Find your lunge twist, your side plank, or maybe you decided to move into your wild thing. Down dog, however you arrive. Vinyasa, a set of push-ups, or just go right there. Take a few breaths. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step it next to the right thumb tip. Stay high in the back toes and come on up, crescent lunge. Bend the back knee enough that you feel like you're upright in the spine. And you can get that same stretch we've been searching for on the top thigh. Right hand reaches for the left wrist. Lift and lengthen upwards. Maybe side bend just a little bit here to the right. And breathe. Lift the navel. Draw the tailbone down. Slowly to center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you can revolve right. Elbow over the knee like we did in the beginning. Straighten the back leg. Pull your chest forward. Slowly unwind. Hands down. Now take your back foot, move it up a little bit and over to the left, setting up for warrior one, still on the right leg. Inhale, the arms rise. Sink into your lunge. All right, you can stay here or send the hands behind you. Maybe hook thumbs, right thumb on top of left, or you can grab your strap. This is a great place to use it. Shoulders draw back. Lift your chest. Inhale, you can stay. Or exhale, fold. Humble warrior one. Move to the inside of the knee or ankle. Drive the right buttocks back. Breathe. Keep the hands interlocked if you can. Lead with your heart, come up. Straighten the front leg, turn the right toes in, face the side wall, and check out your feet. See if you can get them to line up. Hug the outer ankles in. You can interlace hands or change the placement. Lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Use this as a resting pose. Soften your hands to the ground. Inhale, gaze up. And then this time, exhale, turn to the left. So you should be facing the back of your mat. And then just simply step into down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, step it next to the left thumb tip. High on the back toes, come on up, crescent lunge. Again, bend the back knee, otherwise you feel like you're leaning forward. So bend the back knee, try to get your head right above your seat. Sink into the lunge a moment. Your left hand can reach for the right wrist. Lift and lengthen. So all the work we've been doing the whole class has been sort of reaching these points away from one another. Lean a little left. Breathe. Again, take care of you. Make any changes you need so this really is suiting you. And as you come to center, lengthen. Turn to the left, elbow over knee. Straighten up the back leg unless it makes sense for you to have that knee on the ground. Just slowly come to center. Hands are down. Take the back foot. Now I don't want to just drop it down because if I do that, my toes are facing off to the side too much and I've lined up my feet almost like it's a warrior two. But I want to go to warrior one. So I'm going to boost the right foot up and move it over a little bit. Toes face that top right corner. And then I can come on up warrior one. You can stay here. Otherwise, sweep the hands behind you. Hook left thumb on top of right or grab your strap. Lift the chest, inhale. You can stay. Or exhale, fold. Humble warrior one. Move to the inside of the knee or ankle. Drive the left buttocks back. Breathe. Lead with your heart. Come up. Keep the hands as they are. Straighten the leg. Parallel the toes. Facing the sidewall. Hands on hips. Lift your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale. Forward fold. In any version of this pose you'd like today, just take a nice forward fold. And go ahead and gaze up halfway. Turn to the right so you're facing the front of the mat. And then step back into plank. All right, take a moment here. Tip forward, lower to the floor, elbows in. Lead with your heart, take your back bend, push into the feet like we've been doing, into the hands to rebound. Downward facing dog. Knees to the floor, tailbone to the heels, child's pose, rest. All right, how are we doing? So go ahead and roll yourself up. Have a seat on your feet. So this I know is not for everyone, but do the best you can. You might be just sitting on a block or you might be enjoying child's pose a little bit longer if this is bothering the knees. So if you're here, see if you can tuck your toes under, bring your heels together, and have a seat on your feet. So stretching that plantar fascia, the bottoms of the feet. We'll be here about 5 breaths. If you don't make it the full 5, that's fine. We're nice and warm, so our hope is now it's not as much of an issue. All right, pat feet out. Have a seat down on your feet. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to use my blocks just so that I have somewhere to put my hands. So we're going to root down through the shins to get that lift up. So I'm going to press down into the shins. All they're going to do is push so much. You can see all I did was push down through the shins. That's lifting me up. All right. And then place your hands on your front thighs. Send your tailbone down. And then we'll do what I call the Michael Jackson. So root down through the shins, and you're going to start to lean back without changing anything else. So you've got to stay real stable. Feel your front thighs working. Just a little bit of a lean. Come to center with control. Set yourself back down. Have a seat on your feet. Okay. And for some of you, if you're just getting into this, you can use these blocks, you can use other ways to sort of remind yourself how to lift. But otherwise, press the shins down. All I'm doing is pushing the feet and the shins into the ground. That's giving me my controlled lift. Once you're up, your hands could be on your thighs to feel that they're nice and strong. Your tailbone reaches down. Now keep the tailbone reaching down, pelvis lifting up, and then start to tip back. Find your breath. See if you can keep yourself nice and stable. Only go to that point where you feel like you are in control. And then come to center. And with control, set yourself back down. Okay, one more. Push into the feet. Lift. Breathe. Control. You got it. Root down. Now already my feet have started to come together, so I'm really trying to keep myself stable. I'm going to press down into the shins, hands on thighs, tailbone reaches back, and then I'm just going to do this little bit of a tip back. Belly in. Only go as much as you feel like you're in control, but you're really going to feel like you're working here. And then slowly come up and back down. How do we do? Okay. Let's find our way for a moment into down dog. Tip forward into plank and lower all the way down to your belly. All right, so come up onto your forearms. So again, we're going to weave in some of these yin poses. I may or may not use my phone for the timer. Some of them I'll just sort of count my breath. So from here, you're on your belly in Sphinx. You're going to slide your right knee up like a half frog. Reach your right arm forward. Slide the left arm underneath. And then bring the right arm back so that you're moving into a twist. Now you may just stay here in this twist, but what I'm going to do is pop up onto my left elbow. Right hand is reaching back for that foot like we've done all practice, and I'm going to press the foot into the hand for a nice pose called cat pulls its tail in yin. And we'll just be here, I don't know, we'll call it 10 breaths. If this isn't for you, any version of a twist is fine. Try to avoid the leg coming up, or just watch how you might be twisting or twerking the knee. Push the foot into the hand. Very gently release. As you come back to center, straighten the right leg back. Come back onto your belly. You're going to slide your left knee up into that half frog. Left arm forward, right arm underneath. Lean back. Enjoy your nice twist. You can stay here. Or consider popping up onto your right elbow. Reaching for that bottom foot. And if you can, watch how you're rotating. Press the foot into the hand and breathe. And we're here about 10 breaths. All right, gently release. Roll onto your belly. Arms by your sides. Lift your shoulders. Raise your heart. Bend your knees. Now you can just stay here and try to lift your thighs off the ground. Or you can reach for your ankles, press your shins into your hands like we've been doing, and lift your heart. If this is not for you, just a regular old bridge is a really nice alternative. That's usually what I do. lower, rest, breathe. All right, one more. You're either in bridge or you're moving towards this Dhanurasana. So bend your knees, notice if the bum lifted. Press your pelvis down. Use that to lift your thighs up. So there's another bit of a root and rebound. Maybe reach back for your ankles. Press the feet into the hands, lift the heart. Maybe continue to press the tailbone back to lift the thighs. Lower down. Rest. Now, if you're on your back in bridge, just keep your hips on the ground. If you're on your belly like I am, bend your knees. And either way, windshield wiper your legs from wherever you were. All right. Find your way up, hands and knees if you're on your belly. Windshield wiper the hips side to side. And find your way either into child's pose or Apanasana on your back, knees to your chest. If you're not already there, find your way onto your back. We'll take our last yin postures. When you get to your back, I'm going to move into thread the needle. Let me find our timer here. All right, so we're going to do a little bit shorter of a time. A lot of times I do 3 minutes or more, but just the nature of these poses, we're going to go a little shorter. So cross your right ankle over your left knee, figure 4. This can also be pigeon, that works nicely, but we're on our back a little bit today, so this should feel good. And then reach for the left thigh, and pull it in for thread the needle. And we'll be here about 2 minutes. That timer will go. Feel your body ground again, that rooting down to allow your energy and your breath to rise up. If you like straightening up the left leg, if you're on your back, that's fine. About a minute more here now. When the timer goes off, keep yourself where you are, because I'm going to just add on to the pose that we're in. You might feel like cradling that leg and lowering the left leg down if you're on your back, sort of like a reclined pigeon, or you might already just be in pigeon. All right, so if you're on your back, sort of in this reclined pigeon version, if you had straightened out, you're just going to unwrap that right arm and move into a half happy baby. If you were in pigeon pose, come onto your back, reach for that right leg, and find your half happy baby. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Same thing. Now, when you move to this pose, sometimes I find it easier to find happy baby, drop one foot down, move the right thigh to the side, and then I can start to move into it. The left leg may or may not be straight. But a lot of times I see people and they're doing all kinds of funny things with the leg, and the knee is at risk. So just try to find that 90-degree bend, even if you're just holding, let's say, the back of the knee, or you can take a strap you don't quite reach for your foot and you might be holding that. But try to keep that thigh wider, the foot in just above the knee. Whatever that looks like for you. One of my favorite things to do, if you have a blanket or bolster or something next to you, is I actually like to set my thigh onto that prop. And it just kind of gives me a little bit of a rest. Got 5 more breaths. Okay, come back to center. Set your feet down onto the ground. And if you're on your back, we're just going to switch the same way if you did that on side 1. So crossing left ankle over right, you can stay here, pull the thigh in for thread the needle. Or maybe you decided to move into pigeon pose. Whatever was making the most sense for you. Again, we'll be here for these 2 minutes. Maybe close the eyes. Allow your breath to slow down. When the breath is really slow, really relaxed, you feel that state of calm in the body. You feel really grounded, really rooted, really stable. And so part of our rooting or grounding is so that what can rise is our energy, our space. Some of you might straighten the right leg. Or you might even cradle the leg and lower the right leg down to that reclined pigeon. Have another minute here. If you're in this reclined pigeon, make sure you're not forcing the foot towards you. Same thing, we don't want to torque the knee. I'm just very gently cradling, keeping the foot flexed. And letting the hip, the thigh tell me where it wants to be. Again, when the timer goes off, see if you can stay where you're at if you're on your back. Okay, and again, we're going to move to that half happy baby. If you happen to like that prop, if that made a lot of sense for you, just to give you somewhere to ground you, that's nice. If you're in pigeon, you want to come to your back into that half happy baby. Again, we'll be here for 2 minutes. Continue your breath. And your last 5 breaths. Pull your right leg in. Right happy baby for just a moment on both sides. And then bring the soles of your feet together into butterfly. Just hold them, draw the knees away. And then everyone's going to be a little bit different. You can set these butterfly feet down onto the ground. You can keep your feet on the ground in sort of this reclined butterfly. You might have props under the knees. Or it's a little more challenging. Sometimes my back likes it, sometimes it doesn't, but I know some of you do it, so I'm going to offer it. So you can stay in butterfly. Again, props can be under the knees to support. You can also lift the hips with that prop, soles of the feet together, and set yourself down so that your butterfly is a little bit more of a deep-in stretch. For some of you, not everyone's going to like this, so again, just decide which one made the most sense for you. Okay, for me, it was on the ground, but it changes. Let's see how you feel. Take our final stretch after this. Hands to the knees, guide the knees together, move slow. Let's find our strap if you have one, and we'll take our final stretch. So take your strap over your right leg or however you want to stretch your hamstrings. And I'm just going to count the breath here since we're going to do a few poses. There'll be a lot of timers going off. So we'll do about 5 to 10 breaths here, just stretching the hamstrings, close the eyes. Take your straps into your right hand, turn your toes to the right, slowly open right. You can use the strap, you can even hold your calf, whatever makes the most sense for you. Just get into your inner thigh. I can have this table here, but this is one of my favorite things to do if you have a wall. Let's just use the wall to stop you. And a few breaths. Come to center, switch hands, and cross the leg over any amount. Just enjoy your twist. From the center, left foot reaches up, right leg to the ground. Enjoy nice gentle hamstring stretch. We're not here long. Straps to the left hand, turn out left. Some of you can toe walk, that's fine, but straps are nice. And as you open left, even if you can go all the way down to the ground, maybe you consider holding your leg or just not lowering all the way down. Stretch the inner thigh, but keeping that right hip nice and rooted. To center, switch hands, and cross the leg over. Find center. Pull both knees into your chest. You can move that strap away. And rock up to seated. Legs in front of you. Send the arms up, lengthen. And when you're ready, fold. If this feels extreme or it just feels nice for you, you might consider adding that blanket under the knees. It's a nice forward fold. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Lead with your heart, come on. And find your way into Savasana. And we'll use the timer for Savasana just so that we're able to relax. We're not worried about when we're coming in or out. But we'll go to 3 minutes. So it'll be a 3-minute Savasana. If there's any other way that you'd like to set up your Savasana, go for it. Be comfortable. And just enjoy. Feel your energy ground. You've arrived. Savasana. Start to move fingers and toes. Arms overhead, maybe yawn. Bend your knees, make your way onto your side. And press yourself up to seated. When you get to seated, take a moment, hands to your heart in gratitude for all the time and effort you've put into you today. Feel how much more grounded you are, your body to the earth. Lift your chest, bow your head. Namaste.